Welcome to the Jodi and Jess Mad Mom and Daughter podcast, designed to inspire, uplift, and add a little motivation into your busy day. Here is the dynamic mom and daughter duo, Jodi and Jess.
Hello and welcome to the Jodi and Jess Mad
Mom and Daughter
podcast. I am Jess Pliszka.
And I'm Jodi Pliszka.
We have so much to talk about. It's our first episode. I'm really excited to be here. And Remy was here. I don't know where he went, but
he's right behind my head.
See, Remy's a Sphinx cat, which means he has no hair. He's completely hairless, just like, oh my God, just like someone we know right here.
Oh my God.
You're probably wondering, like, why doesn't she have any hair? I mean, she's cool, but like she doesn't shave it off. It's just like natural. So we're all jealous that we don't have to shave, like our legs or like, she didn't have to do that.
No gray hair.
No. So basically, this is my mom. We're mother and daughter. That's the name of the podcast. She has alopecia universalis, and alopecia is an autoimmune disorder where a person loses all of the hair over their entire body. In the case of alopecia universalis, they lose it over their entire body. There's other forms.
Alopecia universalis, there's areata totalis, but the show's not going to be about alopecia. It's going to be about inspiring you and giving you that jolt that you might need through everyday society, through obstacles. And boy, oh boy, Jess has been my 22-year case study of how applying the right information at the right time in the right order can really make a difference. I'm a single mom, been a single mom for 21 years. Jess and I have been on our own. And I'm super proud because this is like Jess's coming out party. Jess just graduated a couple weeks ago, pre-med, cum laude, which is with honors on the dean's list. And now she's enrolled in an elite master's program working towards her PhD in clinical psychology, kind of like following in somebody's footsteps.
Oh, someone we know very well, huh?
Oh, yeah,
perhaps.
So, the part that's most exciting for Jess and I is that over 50 million people have seen us on various different TV shows. I was one of the top finalists on ABC's American Inventor TV show. Our story was featured on Lifetime TV's Health Corner, and Jess was able to join me on ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS News. We were just in M Magazine twice, Discover Wisconsin. We've just been all over. So, the big thing that people always wonder through all the interviews that we've done over the past, 11 years together is about our camaraderie, the twin apathy that we kind of have. We always finish each other's sentences all the time. Yeah. And the big thing about Jess, as you can see her hair, it's just like never ending. Like, look at that, like keeps going like Rapunzel. And it's the irony because she has tons of hair. I have no hair. But it has nothing to do with our podcast either.
Overcompensate for
the
lack thereof.
Yes.
So it's just, you're welcome.
And everybody asks us, like, why don't you cut your hair and give your hair away to American Cancer Society, which I've worked with for 15 years, the Look and Feel Better program. And Jess and I both host one of the largest alopecia universalis support groups. Jess is one of our co-admins. And it's something that I think is just a pure irony that she has all this hair and I have none. So.
Yeah. And the big thing I always tell people is it's not, my hair isn't my defining feature, and everybody, seems to focus on that. And, why don't you cut it? Why don't you donate it? Well, I just plain and simply don't want to. That's the answer to that question.
I love braiding it and combing it and touching it. I guess it's my way of vicariously living through Jess.
I'm like, I'm a real life-size Barbie doll.
She is.
Get to play. That's great.
She's my life-size Barbie doll. And let's address the fact of the hats. Yeah. I am not wearing my hat today, although we have a wall. How many hats do we have?
Oh gosh, probably over 50. They're like just lined up on one side of the wall, and the other side of the wall is just like hats. It's
we have tons of hats. So
it's an unhealthy obsession.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a good obsession. Like, we don't drink or smoke, or we try not to curse as much. We try not to, but nonetheless, we enjoy wearing hats. And, let's just jump in to a topic. The other day, an elected official, somebody who used to coach baseball, Jessica was on the team, and she was just graduated from college, and she was wearing her hat backwards in the grocery store. And he came up and he made a comment, and he said,
well, I hadn't seen this guy for years, and he comes up, and Mom had told him how I graduated, and then he looks at me and he just says, "Oh, wow, you're smarter than you look." And to me, I was just like, oh, for sure going to vote for you guys. Like, never happening.
Not! We give him a big thumbs down. So yeah, it's such a fallacy that, I guess Jess's entire life you've been focused on one thing. And I mean, it started with just believing that all mommies were
bald. Yeah. Like, why does your mom have hair? Your mom's weird.
I know. And then we got our first cat because we never had cats, and our first cat was bald, hairless,
Sphinx. And so I'm like, I just live in this completely hairless world, and more like I was the outcast because I had hair, and
she had a heart attack when she was growing hair, and like why, like she wanted to be, like me and like our first kitty Gizmo.
Yeah.
And always wondered like why people were different. And the point I'm trying to make here is that I really started teaching Jess from a really early age how to see people for who they are from the inside out, not who they are from the outside in. And I think that perspective of how we live our lives and the simplicity, it's true complexity, but we're really simple people, and we laugh and we have the sense of humor that hopefully as we do this will come out. But that's something that really attracts people. And they always wonder, like, how do we have this great relationship? And it's simple. It's because we apply that whole mindfulness, the right techniques. We do the right thing, and we really respect each other. So what is my number one accomplishment, Jess, that I've never done in my entire life?
Never spanked me.
Never.
Thank you for that. I mean, and then there's all these studies now in being double major pre-med psychology in my undergrad. The biggest study that's out right now is the harmful effects that come from spanking your child and when they're an adult, and how it's an adult form of a temper tantrum, and how you should use your words instead of your fists. I mean, you're literally smacking a very small child if you think about it, how detrimental those effects can be. Just thinking before you react and really just think about what you're doing. I think that's super important.
Yeah, and I never, ever, ever, ever. I would tell Jess, I'm like, hey, I have 5 books. They're awesome. And we're going to read these books before you go to bed. And so if you don't brush your teeth, I'm going to start taking books away. And Jess would freak out. She'd be like, no, I'm going to go brush my teeth. And then she'd, be lollygagging, doing something around. And then all of a sudden I'd say, we're down to 4 books now, Jess. And she'd be like, no, not my books.
Not the books.
So, yeah. I mean, the thing we want to talk about here is just every issue from cross-cultural. Jess is half Asian, in case you're wondering. So, yeah, she looks like Pocahontas and
even though she's Native American.
Native American. But getting back to the heart of the issues of why we're really here, it's talking about things to make your life better. I mean, our main focus is to give you guys a jolt of inspiration. My background is cognitive neuroscience, behavioral psychology. Jessica has a background in behavioral psychology and clinical psychology as well. And the big thing that we offer people are the right tips and tricks. I am the founder of the Retrain Your Brain to Master It All program. And Jessica has done all the tech and brought this 8-week intensive program to market for us, which is really helping people understand who they are today. Because what I did to Jess is I gave you 50% of all my genetics. So all the genetics that Jess has today, some of the feelings and some of the thoughts that may conflict, we're really together. When individuals, especially like mothers and daughters or children, a lot of the values and a lot of the attitudes that I try to push on to her, they're not congruent. And if they're not congruent, they can cause that cognitive dissonance, which can be the anxiety, the stress. And that's when kids start to rebel, right? So you need to let your kid, I've always let Jess be an individual. So that to me was most important. I mean, she liked wearing 2 different color socks growing up. And then wearing her hats. And I just thought, let her embrace her individuality. And I think a lot of parents don't understand, there's 3 types of parental structures. And they are
authoritative, authoritarian, and permissive. So authoritative is somebody who's very understanding, someone who works with their kid, talks to them on a one-to-one level, doesn't talk down to them. And the people who talk down to their kids are the authoritarians. Right. The kind of Hitler mentality where, it's my way or the highway, you do this or you'll be punished. And then thirdly, the permissive parenting style is you do whatever you want. Yeah, you want to do that, no problem. And then,
you know, a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. And got to watch those kids grow up to be, you know, the stereotypical kind of live in the basement sort of kids, you know, that
forever,
that don't,
and ever, never,
forever, never, never, don't want to get a job. And, you know, you have to get a job. Well, I don't want to. Okay. You know, like.
So another reason that Jess and I want to do this podcast is to really help people understand. I mean, there's so many different facets of life. It's like a puzzle. And I feel like with all my education, my undergrad, my master's, my PhD, like I've really an experience, have learned how to take all those success puzzle and put those pieces together. And Jess is my 22-year case study showing that everything that I've been teaching her works despite your circumstances. I mean, I'm a single mom. We've been single on our own for 21 years. So, you know, Jess hasn't even heard or seen from her biological father.
I never knew my father.
And people always say to Jess,
I'm so sorry. That's so sad. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it's not. It's just like, but it's really not sad because, first of all, you know, not knowing that you're missing something. Like I don't miss what I didn't have. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't miss what I never had. And having the world's greatest mom in the entire world, who was both my mother and my father, you know, overcompensating for what I'm lacking, I guess what most people think. So, you know, it's not like he left when I was older and it's fine. So I'm good. I turned out good.
I know. See, I always tell people, you know, having that puzzle and being able to put the pieces together the right way, you have to have that right information at the right time in the right order. And I did that with Jess her entire life. So I lost my hair when I was 20, which was 31 years ago. I was in a car accident and my whole life changed. And we'll talk about that in another episode. But I'm bringing that up because it was really difficult for me through that time. And it took me about, a year to really pull myself together and be able to utilize my mindset. And that's when I really started focusing in on the cognitive neuroscience and the ability to retrain my brain. And I took that whole feeling of that loss. And when I had my divorce, I said, I am going to take all the positive that I learned from that negative mistake, and I'm not going to let Jess be scathed by this. And she wasn't. I mean, I made sure that she was enrolled in everything from ballet to gymnastics to taekwondo. And, you know, we did swimming and bike riding and she skateboarded. And we just did everything as mom and daughter from the very, very beginning. I mean, that's what created our foundation, was spending that time together, because I wanted to make sure that she grew up to be an awesome person that, you know, believed in fairness and never felt that she was lacking in anything. So did you ever feel like you were lacking in anything?
No, never.
Yeah. And that's something that everybody can really learn how to do. So half of what we're doing here is showing you how with the right information, you can do anything. It doesn't matter what your circumstance is. I mean, our job here is to teach you how to literally change your mind, to be able to retrain your brain. And it's really exciting. So we're excited to be here. And just a little bit more about our backgrounds. My claim to fame, I asked Jess to introduce me, and she's like, Mom, you do it all the time. But I've won Enterprising Woman of the Year award. I'm an award-winning author. I have 3 books. I'm an award-winning inventor of the Headline It No Sweat Safety Liner company that Jess has helped me run. She's been working with the company since she's been 10 years old. So to this, it's become second nature, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She thinks moms are supposed to go out there and be on TV, right? You think moms are supposed to do interviews like...
Doesn't everybody go on TV? Like,
doesn't? Yeah. Like, right. I was a spokesperson for an invention service. We're not going to say who they were, but and Jess was able to come out to Hollywood and be on the commercials. And when I was doing ABC's American Inventor TV show, I was a top finalist. Jess was able to be in a lot of the filming. And then when we came back home, Lifetime TV picked up my story on alopecia, and Jess was able to be on that with me, as well as ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS News. We've been in a magazine twice together. We've been on just numerous talk shows, podcasts everywhere. And now it's Jess is coming out because she is her own woman. Learning how to do all these things, and coming from an extraordinary life, how did that affect you, Jess?
Well, I mean, it gave me multiple opportunities, and even though I was very young, I taught myself how to do video editing, photo editing, photography, videography, and like all of these things over the years have just brought me to where I am today. So I run my own company, Jess Productions. So I, do the photography and videography and like implement, the specific skills that I have with the photo and video editing, as well as doing graphic design, website design, social media, helping you build your social media presence. And all of that has come from the headline and being able to work and having that amazing opportunity. So I'm very lucky in that, but it's very awesome.
Yeah, it surely is. But so let's talk about some of the topics that we're going to be presenting on the MAD show, Jess. Of course, we have cross-cultural and we have multi-generational topics. Basically anything. A lot of people are just so freaked out nowadays. They're so stressed out. They have so much anxiety, and a lot of people see the world from a negative viewpoint. So what we really want to do is focus on the positive aspect of things and really help people understand that, despite what their circumstances, they can make their lives be whatever they want it to be. Right.
So essentially that's our lineup and our first podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And there's a lot of good things to come.
And we certainly want to give everybody out there that jolt of inspiration, help you to cultivate your own critical thinking skills and be able to see that life can be happy. It's all the way that you look at it. Is the glass half full or is it half empty? We like to look at it as half full. And we hope that you get inspired and motivated. And we give you a little bit of humor and laughter, but always walk away with some really good education.
Thank you so much for watching. And always remember, your life is what you make it.
So make it the best life possible.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Jodi and Jess MAD podcast. Want more inspiration in your life? Please visit jodijess.com. That's JODIJESS.com. Or follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Jodi Jess Pod. JODIJESS Pod.